I want to talk today about what I call head trash. And it's actually an exercise. This is a powerful exercise that was taught to me by a mentor actually decades ago. The idea is that if your desk is cluttered, it's hard to work efficiently. Same concept with your mind. If it's cluttered with all sorts of different thoughts, stresses, problems, issues, opportunities, it's also hard for you to work efficiently. So take out a piece of paper and here is the exercise. I call it head trash, clearing off your mental desk. So take a piece of paper or log in or whatever works for you and write down, type out all of the things that you're worried about, you think about, keeps you up at night. You think about it in the shower, you think about it on the drive to work, etc. Everything that comes to mind, write it down on one column. Do not hesitate. Do not try and justify why you're putting it on there. If you think it's too big or too small, just get it down, get them all down on this list. The goal is to get everything out of your head and onto this paper or electronic or digital document. So once you've got that down, take a look at it, and it's a lot, isn't it? So imagine and realize that this is what our head is going through during the day, during the night, when we're trying to work as efficiently as possible in our personal life and our profession. So after listening to everything, take a look through the items and categorize them into two groups. And next to that first column, in the second column, put a check mark next to everything that you can control. So label that second column, that middle column, things that I can control. Third column, things I can't control or things that are out of my control. The exercise is then put a star or move each item, each topic over to that column that you can control or you can't control. And for example, if I'm looking at, uh, I get mad at something that a politician did. Let's say there's a presidential issue comes up, and I get mad at what the opposing party's president does, or something to that effect. If that's bugging me, if I'm holding that, that's something I can't control. That does me no good to sit there and bitch, moan, or complain about it, or even think about it. So that goes in the cannot control column. If I have an issue with my mornings seem to be out of control, I'm always rushing, I don't eat as well as I should because I don't get up in the morning, or I hit my snooze alarm 5 or 6 times, that goes in the can control column. So basically, what we're doing is taking this head trash list and divvying it up into what I can control and what I can't control. Now, middle column, number two, what I can control. Take that list and transfer that over to what is called your ultimate scenario. So if you don't know what ultimate scenario is, check out my video. It's part of my program, part of my coaching program. But whatever you can control, transfer that over to your list that we'll work on later. Column three, what I can't control. Take that list and we look at that and say, what, why, how, why am I doing this? And we consciously let go of those items. If you haven't done this exercise before, it's very powerful to look through what I can't control and simply dump that head trash and never worry about it again. Now, back to the presidential example, you will always hear something, right? I mean, that's our world, our digital world, our social media. You'll always hear something that drives you nuts. It does me as well. But there's a difference between saying, hey, that drives me nuts. Why did he do that? And taking ownership of that in our head and carrying that becomes part of this meteor shower, this rock field that we're constantly in, constantly bombarded with personally and professionally. So again, take what I can't control and we are going to remind ourselves that worrying about this is not going to make a difference. Spending any energy on this is not going to make a difference. So in my coaching program, I take you through an exercise on how to dump those things we can't control. Um, I provide that guidance through that process, and it's very freeing. Now, it doesn't happen overnight. And of those 55 items that my clients come up with in column one that's driving them nuts, about 3/5 of those 60%, 2/3 of that are items that we cannot control. So imagine freeing your brain of all this garbage, this head trash that you don't need to carry, that we can get rid of so that column two, what we can control, that has been transferred over to our ultimate scenario, which are goals, our vision for ourselves, we can then put action items and goals together on that so that you achieve those. And all this other garbage is out the window. So by following these steps, you'll clear your mental desk of all this clutter, and it allows you to take this energy and attention and focus it on the things that truly matter to you. This leads to reduced stress, increased focus, improved productivity in both, again, your personal and professional life. So we now have this list of, like I said, the average of 55 is now pared down to 22, for example, that we now move towards in our ultimate scenario and go and achieve those goals. So I hope this makes sense to you. I hope it's helpful, and I look forward to speaking with you on the next topic.